Believe it or not, if it weren't for your so-called issues, problems, and challenges, there'd be no other way you could become even happier, cooler, and more enlightened than you have ever been before. And I love that. You know how we've talked about our dream, our challenges are simply stepping stones to get to your dream, that without that stepping stone, you can't make that leap. Otherwise, you go through life like a turtle, like one step here, one step there, one step there. We're not going for that. We're going for the quantum leaps in life. Those are the miracles, the things that you cannot make happen under human power. We're not relying under human power. We are relying totally on our connection to that divine nature. So that connection shows up in your day-to-day life as those inner thoughts that just pop through, like, call your sister, go to this market instead of this market. You don't have a reason why, but you just have that idea, like, I'll go to this market. You follow those, then you're in tune with that flow of life. It's the fastest way to get to where you want to be. Okay. Let's see. Let me get to here. Take a question that this came in through an email, I think, or something. I'm in the process of separating from my husband. The home I will move into is beautiful. So this person already has has stepped in that direction. However, as the time for me to move draws near, I feel scared. This freedom is what I have wanted, and now that it's here, I'm afraid to embrace it. I can't see what my future is going to look like. What will I be doing? Who will I be around? And also, I have a fear of being alone, without a partner to accompany me as I move through life. Can you guide me, as this feeling of unknown is overwhelming sometimes? This is exactly what it looks like when you've left the shore of what you've known, your current reality. You're leaving the shore. You're in the middle of the ocean somewhere. It's terrifying because you can't see what's coming. The only thing you can rely on right now is that you have already planted the seeds of desire in the unseen nature of life. So you've given the direction to get to the next shore. You only have this vague idea, and you're holding on to hope that it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be fantastic. You can't see what's over there, but it's ready for you, and it's going to be better than you ever thought possible. So when you say, I don't know what it's going to look like, it's the freedom that I've wanted, but I'm afraid to embrace it, don't worry about it. Just let yourself be afraid. Remind yourself somehow it's going to be okay. I don't know how, but I know it's going to work out. And try not to grasp what it's going to look like unless you're holding on to that dream of being surrounded by those you love, being surrounded by supportive people, if that's what feels good to you. Otherwise, don't even go there. You've already planted the seed for it. See, what I'm wanting to avoid is that temptation to go there and think about it, because that's when the other side of your nature just comes in with the doubt and the questioning. But what if this happens? And what if they turn their back on me? And what if it's not safe? What if I wish I had never changed? We want to avoid all of that. So just if you can hang on to that idea somehow, it's going to be amazing. I don't have to know what it looks like. It's going to be great, and I'm going to love it. Okay. Let's see. I think we've answered that one. And Let's see. Donna, you did have a question, and I feel like I would want to spend a little time reading what you've written here, and I'll find the post on Facebook to comment on that. Okay. All right, let me, you're welcome. Yeah. Let's see. Any other questions? I know we're at 45 minutes. And, I want to thank you guys for filling out on Facebook that poll that I did, because it helps me know we have 2 to 3 times as many people who only listen to the replays of these. And I'm just glad to know that it's useful for you, because I wasn't sure, am I reaching people? Is this helping? Because if not, I would be possibly putting my focus in another direction. And right now, it's beneficial for me as well. So I'm enjoying this too, and I appreciate those notes that you posted. Thank you. Okay, good. All right. Let's see. I want to question. I'm going to show you a screen share. This was also from Tut a while ago, and I hadn't shared it before, but I'm curious. We talk about, let's move this so I can read it. We talk about being in service, and many people have this tremendous desire to be in service, which is fabulous. And then there are many people, some people, that want to be in service because it serves a purpose, even though they're not aware of it. And so I'm just curious what your thoughts are about this, if anyone has any thoughts. And here's the quote. Be on guard against those who help others in the name of sacrifice, selflessness, or altruism, instead of in the name of joy. That's a key piece here, because usually they don't really help all that much. This reminds me where we put our support. Sometimes we lend a hand because it's out of guilt, or we do something out of guilt. I'll just use that for an example. When we are doing that, we're actually working in the opposite direction that we want to go. If it doesn't make you comfortable to do it, or happy to do it, or delighted in some way, it's probably not going to help you or the recipient. If you are paying to support someone and it's costing you more than you feel comfortable giving, you're not helping that person. It's actually like you're giving them something to make them buoyant, but you're digging a hole beneath them. And you're doing the same thing for you. So notice when you say something, when you do something, is it something that increases comfort or happiness or fun in your life? Or is it taking away from you in some way? Only you will know this, and it'll be different for everyone. But I would love if you have any thoughts on this idea about service. I'd love to hear it. You can put it in the chat, or you can message me. I would just love to know what you're thinking. Let's see. Everything you are saying has helped me to put together a dream statement, a general sense, freedom to work to my full potential and being surrounded by supportive people. Good. Okay, so this is the feeling that you want. Through this feeling, is there one thing that you can grasp onto that will break through the ceiling of this? If not, I get this is maybe your focus, but there may be one thing that will pierce the ceiling of this, and it might be something material. See if you can find that. Let's see. Whenever a longtime friend and I would discuss our wants, likes, and dreams, her famous quote was, Not in this lifetime. Oh man, I've heard that so many times. I finally realized this is a doom and gloom person that I shouldn't be spending time with. I thought I would miss her, but I don't. Yeah. And sometimes we don't have a choice of who we spend our time with so much, work environment, and sometimes you do. But if not, the more you increase your frequency, the easier it is for those types of people to not influence you. And that's why sometimes there are times in your life you'll feel so buoyant that nothing anybody says bothers you. And there are times when you feel like the slightest look on someone's face will just enrage you. So we can live in this wave of where we are in our frequency. And for most of us, it's helpful to be around people who are a little more uplifting than that, Let's take a look at this one. Vibrations are always matched. When it is asked, it is always given. The confusions that humans feel is that they think they are asking with their words or even with their action. And sometimes you are. But the universe is not responding to your words or your action. Please hear that. The universe is responding to your vibrational calling. So you are raising your frequency every time you distract yourself from something that's making you irritable. When you distract yourself from a worry, when you distract yourself from fear, or you replace that thought with something else, or you start to watch something funny online so that you don't think about that fear or worry, you're uplifting your frequency. That's what life is responding to. That's more of what you'll be creating when that's your typical, let me stop that share, excuse me. When that's your usual response. So we're simply practicing a new usual, a new way of being that becomes more usual than our default thinking. That's what we're doing here. And we do it one little thought at a time. You don't have to sit there and watch every single thought that goes through your mind every day, because you'll stop doing that after an hour. Make it easy, and it will just become more of a perpetual behavior. And at some point, there's a tipping point. It will happen automatically. And that's what we're going for in the next few weeks or few months.